Hi, my name is Amy O'Donnell. I'm the Director of Communications here at Texas Alliance for Life. Welcome to this week's TAL Update. Today, I shared an interview that I did a few weeks back on I-24 News English about how the overturning of Roe affects Israeli women. It was an interesting story perspective, but one of the things that I highlighted in my interview was a little bit about me. And that's actually what made the interview clip. And of course, there was just a tiny portion of it shared, but it's on my mind today. And so I want to talk a little bit about that. And the reporter had asked me during the interview about me, about what I think about women who may be facing unplanned pregnancies, even those who perhaps got married young or were using birth control and found themselves pregnant. Little did she know, she just opened the door to my exact story. My husband and I got married when I was 22. My husband was 23, and we were taking proactive measures to not get pregnant. I was taking birth control at the time. I was also finishing my degree in biomedical engineering at Texas A&M University. I had 1 year left. Well, 3 months after we got married, guess what? I missed a period. I thought something obviously is going on here. I need to figure it out. I took 5 pregnancy tests, 5, because I can be stubborn sometimes and think that one might have been wrong, that one might have been wrong, that one might have been wrong. But by number 5 being clearly positive, I knew without a shadow of a doubt I was 22 years old, a year away from graduating, and I was pregnant. I went to my husband's work at Apple Computers in Austin, and I showed up in the lobby sobbing. The receptionist saw me. She knew who I was. She called my husband. She said, "I don't know what's going on, but your wife is here and she's crying." So my husband came out and he was like, "What is going on?" And I was like, "I'm pregnant." And that's how I told my husband that we were expecting our first child. Now, for me, I have been pro-life all of my life. I found that position really in my faith. I've been a Christian all of my life. It's been a non-negotiable for me. Even in high school, my friends knew where I stood. I have friends that have had abortions. We're still friends today, but they still know where I stand on the issue, and they still know that despite them standing in a different place, I still love them. I'm still friends with them. But for me, I don't deviate on where I stand on this issue. But I had to come to terms with that belief in a very real way at the age of 22 when I realized that we had one income. My husband made $20,000 a year. We had one car, lived in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I didn't even have my degree yet. I had planned to work, make money, then start our family, but obviously God had different plans. I probably cried for 3 days before I got my mind wrapped around the fact that I was in fact pregnant. I knew that many first-time pregnancies have the potential to end in miscarriage. In those early first days, I toyed with the thought that maybe my body would kind of just naturally handle this situation. But no, I was pregnant. I stayed pregnant. So not long after that, I got my mind wrapped around the fact that this was happening. I read what to expect when you're expecting and invested in the tools. But it did change my plans. It changed my goals. It changed my world. My graduation had to be delayed another year. I graduated with a 6-month-old baby on my hip with my degree in biomedical engineering, where I continued to commute throughout my pregnancy while I could before taking some time off, and then finishing by dropping my baby off at a sitter, my husband off at his job, driving to College Station, driving back, picking up my child, picking up my husband, and finishing out what I started. It was not easy. Did I work the way that I had planned to? Not at the time. We decided to stay home. Little did we know my husband would get a new job. His salary would double. We'd move into a 2-bedroom, 1-bath duplex and eventually get another car. All that to say, circumstances when I got pregnant were less than ideal, but we never know what changes are right around the corner. That's my story. That's a big reason why I do what I do. And I serve in the pro-life community, and I serve on the board of Radiance Women's Center in Pflugerville. I recognize that it's scary facing an unplanned pregnancy, married or not. Anytime we go through an experience that we weren't planning, we have to adjust a little. But what I say to women is that we can choose to have our babies, planned or unplanned, and still achieve great things. It might turn out to unfold a little differently than we imagined when that story involves an unplanned pregnancy, but that just adds to the beauty of it. Today, my son is 25 years old. He is the best unexpected blessing that I could ever have had, and he knows the story behind his birth. And I want to make sure that he knows he was not an accident, he was an unexpected blessing, and he has blessed our lives since day one. Now, our stories are powerful. One of the best ways that we communicate a message is through a story. As we look at this landscape now that Roe has been overturned and abortion is outlawed in the state of Texas, I know that many of you will have an opportunity to share why you're pro-life, whether it's a story or just simply where you've always landed. When we put that into words as we talk to people from the perspective of reaching them where they are, there's so much power there. And so I want to encourage you, if you have a story and opportunities come to share it, share your story, because I believe that other lives are impacted on the other side of that. I want to transition for a second now to our Texas Alliance for Life Walk for Life. Our annual Walk for Life was held in June, and it was actually the day before Father's Day. We had 6 successful walk locations, and we will reveal soon how much money we made. We're so thrilled to let you guys know, but there's still time to give. You can sponsor a walker through July 18th. So if you haven't done so and you would like to, you can go to texasallianceforlife.org, click on the Walk for Life page, click on Sponsor a Walker, and the steps are there for you to do that. Any amount is great, and you can give to any walker that's listed on that website. Those proceeds from that event go towards Texas Alliance for Life's role in educating people about the alternatives to abortion available in our state, the beauty of choosing life, and just more about why the sanctity of life is so important, as well as the outreaches that we do to partner with other organizations across our state and to help us reach our legislative goals and to just see pro-life legislation continue to move forward in the state of Texas. We do offer a double tithe from the money that comes in to help pregnancy centers and maternity homes in Central Texas. And so we're very thankful to be able to do that as well. Your giving makes that possible. Thank you for all you do for life. Thank you for tuning in today, and we hope to see you next week.